Hello and welcome back to Rosia Traveled. We will be starting the dock route. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you were waiting for this. But I just had to make you wait until Friday. Hee 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 hee. Anyways, but yeah. So for me, at first he seems like the obvious choice because he is the one that seems to be most interested in you and your well-being. However, I believe that it does have a bit of a what's that word? Ulterior motive type of thing, where you are not just a patient to him, you are how to put it? You're the newest scientific discovery for their kind. So while Rowan just sees you as basically just another person, another crewmate who happens to be very nice to him, and Marrow sees you as a threat, or at the very least, as an unknown, the doc sees you basically as this new shiny thing to study. At the very least, that's how it comes off as. So yeah. Anyways, given the fact that he does look a little upset when you pick Rowan, and he looks a little weirded out when you pick Marrow, I'm assuming he's going to be super excited when you pick him. So without further ado, let us, continue and see how he reacts. Marrowyn seems like the only choice, obviously. He's been nothing but caring and kind to me the whole time that I've been here. He's even gone out of his way to try and make things easier for me. I do feel that I know the least about him, though, so this will be a great way to get to know him better. He's such an imposing figure, but he seems like such a genuinely caring Karain. I've made my choice. Doc, would it be okay if I just stayed with you? Me? His smile creeps from ear to ear. An impressive feat for such a big dog. I think he wanted me to pick him. Of course! I'd be glad to have you. I just hope that my quarters live up to your standards. Anything is better than this cell, Doc. Oh, right. Well, I meant... never mind. I will be sure to make it as accommodating as possible. Oh, I do hope that we can make it at least somewhat like home for you. Well, home was a college dorm, so my expectations aren't particularly high. But I'm excited nonetheless. If Doc says that he is going to try and make it nice for me, then I'm sure that he will actually try his best to make it happen. Looking at the others, I noticed Marrow looking quite relieved. Understandably so. I can attest to how much it sucks staying here for almost a week. Even Rowan is offering a pretty sizable smile. I think he's just happy that I'll be out of here. Yeah, great choice. Anyways, weren't we going to get dinner soon? We can, leave now, Yes. I had almost forgotten. All of this build-up just to open a damn door. But it's finally here. I can't wait. I head to the desk to assemble my meager possessions, taking one last look at my cell. An uneasy wave of nostalgia washes over me, but I cannot determine why. Everything of value about this room is in front of me, not behind me. These Karain are what I want to remember about my time here, not the cell. Heading over to them, I stand where the door should be, and just wait. I know I've technically been on the other side of the wall already, but this is so much more. Alright, Tucker, just remember. You're being let out on the captain's good graces. One wrong move and... Marrow, enough! We can talk about the rules and their semantics tomorrow. Tonight, though, let's just let Tucker enjoy themselves. Fine. Sorry, Tucker. He pulls up his monitor and presses some unseen command. Hopefully for the last time for a while. And the door opens. I've never actually stood this close to it when it happened. The air rolls over me, enveloping me in a cool breeze. The lights lose their strange blue tint from the glass wall. I can feel it in the air. Freedom. All eyes are on me. It's such a little thing. One small step, but it feels like a journey in and of itself. With one giant leap, I breached the barrier and joined my guardians on the other side. I realized that I met with a bit of confusion. Did you trip or something? No, I just... Let's go get dinner. Psst, whatever. The others are smiling though, and it's nice. It feels more real seeing them from this side of the wall. There isn't a thin veil of blue obscuring their faces. I wonder if I should shake their paws. Or like, hug them? Maybe. But not now. Shall we? He gestures to the door at the end of the hallway. Right. It is dinner time after all. Yeah. I'm ready now. Thank you, Marrowyn. For everything. A simple nod is my answer as he heads down the hallway. And I gladly follow. The hallway is... well, it's a hallway. But I don't think I've ever been so happy to see an empty hallway. I don't think I could deal with being gawked at by hordes of Karain right now. I wonder if I've been here before or if most of the hallways look like this. From how they talked about them, I could be anywhere really. I stop gawking and catch up with the pack. So remind me, Doc, where is he allowed to be again? If I remember how the captain put it, it was the executive suites, the upper decks, any necessary research labs, and wherever maintenance works as long as it's isolated. No one really seems to know what I do, huh? I know what you do, Rowan, and I appreciate you for it. When we first met, I found you sleeping in a vent. I appreciate you slightly less. We all get a small laugh out of it. I think I even saw Maruk's scowl waver. I hope my days are more like this. Just being able to enjoy the company of these Karain. And learning about this place. Well, I need to stretch my legs. I'm going to the cafeteria and getting the biggest meal they'll let me take. Ah, for all of us? Thank you, Maruk. Yeah. For all of us. Anyways, just get to the library. The way should be mostly clear. And it shouldn't be too crowded right now. Just don't get seen too much. With that, he heads off. I really hope that he brings us all dinner and not just himself. But with no objection from Doc, we move forward. I only see one other Karain, and he was so engrossed in his monitor that he didn't even look up to see us coming. I wonder if most of them are like that. Just too busy to be bothered. From what I've heard, probably not though. Hey Doc, is it okay for me to be walking around? I mean, I know I'm allowed to be out. Kinda. But like I feel... open, if that makes sense. Oh, I'm sorry, Tucker. Are you worried? Trust me, as long as you are with us. He looks to Rowan, who is only barely taller than myself and just looking at the ground right now. Well, as long as you are with one of your guardians, no one should try anything. That being said, most of the crew still don't know you exist. The captain is going to release a formal briefing tomorrow morning. But please, if you are worried about anything, let me know and I can try to help you. I understand it might be stressful. Oh wait, most people here still don't know I exist? What if we walk into someone who freaks out? It's late. Most Karains are either eating right now or off work relaxing. Right, as Rowan said. There will be very few Karain walking the halls right now. And once we get closer to the library, fewer still. If you are uncertain though, perhaps we could take another route? I believe the back elevator may be quicker. People will be using that to come and go from the cafeteria, Doc. Follow me. Rowan takes a sharp turn down a hall, and Doc looks between us before shrugging and gesturing for me to follow. I guess we're taking Rowan's route. Doc, I know she's come up a lot already, but I feel like I know nothing about her. Who is this captain everyone keeps bringing up? Uh, Belle? Ah, the captain. Well, she helms the ship. Literally and figuratively. She runs all maneuvering logistics and transportation of goods, along with the maintaining of schedules and timetables for projects. She is a very busy woman. I had only met her a few times before, finding you. I think she has taken an interest in you. In fact, she even took time to visit you while you were in the cell. But yes, I understand if she can come off as mysterious. She did? Was I awake? The cell was on the isolation setting, so you could not see her. But she was there. I guess that's what they called it when the wall was down. That's even more suspicious, though. When was that? Have you ever met her, Rowan? Yeah. Once or twice. Right. Well, she will stay out of your way if you don't cause any trouble, I can assure you that. And if you do cause any trouble, you'd have to deal with me before dealing with her. I don't know if that's better. Oh, you'll be fine, Tucker. If you ever met her, though, be sure to address her as Captain and nothing more. She's a bit specific about that. She only refers to her name on documents. Oh, sure. I'll try to remember that. Thanks, Marrowyn. He just offers a smile and a gentle pat on my back. None of that really did anything to sate my curiosity about this captain, but I guess I'll find out sooner or later. Especially if she's curious about me as well. In here. We both turn to see that Rowan seems to have led us to a supply closet? Or is this the library door? It doesn't really live up to the expectations, if so. Rowan? Did you need to pick something up? You could have just said so that we have waited. What? No, come inside. Please. With a shrug from Doc, we head inside. It seems to be a supply closet indeed. But when Rowan pulls a big switch on the wall, one of the panels starts to move. Inside is a dark hallway like from all of those days ago. I guess this is how Rowan gets around. We can go through here without anyone seeing us. If you don't mind taking the service route. Ah, good thinking, good idea, Rowan. Rowan just nods and steps through, his arm illuminating the narrow halls as he heads down. I suppose we should follow him before we end up getting lost. I hope Doc doesn't get stuck. I don't think these halls were designed for someone of his stature. Going this way, I don't really get to see more of the ship. But at least no one else will see me. There will be more time to see other parts of the ship, so for now, this works. Thud. Damn thing! Turning around, I see poor Doc rubbing his head already. This might not have been the best idea for him. Perhaps we should have gone the normal way. Are you sure you want to come this way, Doc? It might be a bit of a hassle. No, it's fine. I simply misjudged how low the ceiling was. Anyways, I believe that I should stay with you for tonight. Huh? What do you mean, Doc? To make sure that you are fine, of course. I have been worried about you. Which, I know may be hard to believe. But I was assigned to take care of you and I intend to. Thud? In an attempt to make a point, I think he tried to straighten his back and puff out his chest. But he just ended up hitting his head on another pipe. Poor guy. Ow! Yeah. Just know that I am here for you. If you need me, of course. Despite everything, it is a little hard to believe. Which I am glad that he knows too. But the offer means a lot to me. I don't expect any of these Karain to do anything intentionally harmful to me, but I find myself not really being able to fully trust any of them, which doesn't make me feel good to admit. But I did only get out of jail like half a mark ago. Thanks, Doc. I'll remember that. And are you okay? Yes, no worries. It takes more than that to bring me down. Although, considering we are still at the entrance, I feel like this may be a very long hallway for me. Oh shit. We totally haven't moved. Is Rowan still going, or... Guys? Are you coming? Phew. Thank goodness. Getting lost in the vents again is really not an idea I treasure. It takes us a bit longer than we need to, as Rowan keeps stopping to check valves and note pressure levels. But after a few minutes of walking, Rowan comes to a big empty panel. Okay, the library is just out here. I'll take this panel down and go see if anyone is inside. And if there is, do you mind asking them to leave? Rowan just taps away on his monitor before turning back to us. I won't have to. The lights just went out anyways. With that, he undoes the panel and heads out, leaving what I can only assume is a wet floor sign in its absence. Did he just do what I think he did? Can't say I expected Rowan to do something like that. Not that I'm complaining. It's nice to see that he's got the smarts to get what he needs. Maybe I should start learning from him. I already have the uniform for it. Maybe a little more grease on the edges, but still. I realize Doc is gently looming over me. Seems like Rowan is influencing you already. Enjoying your trip to the stars? Everything good, I hope? I don't know about that, Doc. I think I was a pro at staring off into space way before I came here. Hey, I'll take your word for it. He rubs his head, as he definitely hit it a few more times on the way over. I wonder if he can look at himself, or if he needs someone else to do it. Actually, speaking of, I know he's Dr. Marrowyn Seno, but like, what kind of doctor is he? General practice? Surgeon? Therapist? Hey Doc? What kind of doctor are you? You've done blood work and stuff on me, but you also said that you are worried about my mental health. Are you a therapist too? A what? Oh, someone who helps with brain issues? Mental health? When I'm sad and need to talk to someone? Oh, worried about my credentials already? Don't worry, Tucker. I have years worth of experience helping others. Huh, okay. Thanks, Doc. Another non-answer. With the validity of his credentials still in the question, I guess his word is enough for now. He's still just smiling. In fact, it feels like he's always been smiling. It's sweet, but deep down a bit unnerving. If he was any more like Marrow, I'd be worried. He's so big. I'm sure that he can be intimidating if he wants to. I'm glad he's not. Are you okay though, Marrow? What? What do you mean, Tucker? Well, with everything going on. And I guess, like, me? Surely you have opinions on everything that's been happening. Well, yes. But they only matter insofar as you are out of that cell. Really? That can't be all. No, it is not all, Tucker. But I do not wish to worry you with these issues right now. There's nothing truly pressing if you must know. But things are still complicated. Very complicated. Also, I'm sure that you can understand. I mean, by the heart, we are hiding in a vent right now just to get you dinner. Not everyone sees it how I do. That you are just in need of help. How many people even know right now? Not accounting for the ones that only learn through rumor. I believe only 20-some people. But of course, rumors spread fast. And tomorrow, none of those rumors will matter. So I'm nervous. But not so much as to worry for you. More worried about you. Worried what all this pressure will bring. I'm loath to see you have another... Well... I'd hate to find you like how I did a few nights ago, is all. What is he? Oh, right. I mean, I'd rather not break down again either. Or at least not in such a horrid fashion. I'm sure it will be okay, Doc. Just, one day at a time and all. Of course. He does little to hide an unconvinced expression on his muzzle. It does nothing to assuage my fear. He knows that. He can feel it. A dread silence creeps in, without even a rogue passerby to stomp it out. I just look away, disheveled and cold. A whisper tries to escape Doc's lips, but fails to incarnate. Even the thrumming of the pipes dulls into a lurid oblivion of white noise. A false simulacrum of nothing. Willing, it would persist ad infinitum, but fortunately, however, Doc seems to have noticed something. In a most pathetic attempt to clear his throat, he still manages to grab my attention. Looks like Rowan managed to empty the library of sleeping researchers and locked it so that only we can get in. Shall we? Right. Yeah, sure thing, Doc. Stepping out of the maintenance tunnel, we head swiftly down the hall towards a set of fairly grand doors. That's more like it. I notice a set of Karain down the hall. They don't approach us, but they do notice me. A whisper informs the others of some unknown fact. The way that they look at me says it all, though. While Marrow looks at me as though I were a child, Marrowyn looks at me as a doctor would a patient, and Rowan almost as just another crewmate. They look at me and know what I am. Prey. They see through me, through what I am, as if I should be behind glass, as if I am something to be researched and discarded. And maybe I should be. Fuck. I just wish that they weren't all so tall. I stay very close to Doc, practically hugging his side, trying to keep him between them and myself. He doesn't mention it. I'm thankful. We arrive at the doors and Doc gives them a small knock. They open but a few inches and a half and Rowan's muzzle peeks out from inside. The lights are broken. I'm fixing them. But please come back later. It's us, Rowan. Oh. Hurry in then. The door only opens wide enough for me to get through. Marrow offers an annoyed, and squeezes through himself after me. Wait a damn minute. Why does this place look just how I imagined it? Doc, you never said the library was this beautiful. Did I not mention it? It is quite the nice room, isn't it? Dimly lit, but plenty of nice chairs and lamps. A faux fireplace and a cozy atmosphere really make this place feel like something you'd find back home. Why is it so different? I wasn't here when they built the station itself, although I've heard that they modeled it after a previous director's study back home. Either way, I won't complain. I can't complain either. This is a much-needed reprieve from the harsh metals and cold grays of the rest of the station. If the other attractions are this nice, then I have nothing to worry about in terms of amenities. If I am allowed to ever see those amenities, that is. Is it really okay to eat in here? It's so fancy. Technically no, but as long as we don't mess up the books and clean up, it should be fine. Right. Looking at the shelves, I notice some of the books are, well, books, and some are just screens with projections of books. Seems like a waste, but who am I to say? Of course, I can't read any of them, and I'm a bit too afraid to pull them out. But the spines look really pretty. Some are obviously just textbooks. I feel that can be understood in any language. But some have nice bindings and metal covers. It really is just a library in space. Closing my seat on the couch, I am pleasantly joined by Marrowyn. Rowan choosing instead to pull over a large lounge chair. So, are we in the executive suite area, or do we still need to get there after dinner? No, but we are just around the corner from it. It's a short walk, I promise. And there is no real reason for anyone to be around here at this time of the night, so it should be quite empty. That's good. I don't know if I could take being stared at like that again already. It seems I've been very fortunate with who I've been exposed to. Even Marrow. Speaking of, I hope he didn't forget about us. I'm starting to get hungry. So, Tucker, are you happy to be out of there? I know it wasn't great in your cell. Oh, definitely. It will be nice to sleep in a real bed with more blankets and see the rest of the station. I'm excited to see what it's like out here. This alone is a huge shock. Gesturing to the room. And if the rest of the station is half as nice as this, then I'm sure it'll be okay. I'm glad. I hope I can show you around. Oh, thanks, Rowan. That's very sweet. Yeah. He's sitting, but I swear I see his tail managing a small wag. How cute. Yes, there will be plenty of time to see the sights once you get settled in. I am afraid that I'm going to have to say that we should. We are going to take it slow. We aren't even allowed to bring you to most of the station yet. Right. Of course. That's fine, Doc. He's right, of course. But it does put a damper on my mood a bit. A large furred paw gently lands on my shoulder, and I follow it up to its source. Shit. I forgot that he can read my mood to a T. You'll see them. I promise. Right. The real sounds of a fake fire envelop the room in a warm tone. False embers casting minor shadows that dance along the spines of non-flammable kindling. Despite the shadows masquerading as the truth, the fire still warms me to my core. Still, I need to find a way home. But this? All of this outside of that cell? It might be manageable. Knock, knock, knock. As if moved by some unseen director, we all turn to face the door. No one moves, though. Perhaps whoever it is will just go away? Knock, knock, knock. Rowan gets up and cautiously walks towards the door. I wonder if we should have left a Do Not Disturb sign out there. Opening it slightly, he tries to pull the same routine he pulled on us. The lights are... Help me with the food, damn it! Oh, sorry. About time. The delivery guy was taking forever. I don't think Doc got my joke, but he does get up to help at the door. Marrow walks in with some trays and even a bag hanging off his arm. I'm impressed he managed to get that much food. After struggling to help Marrow unload, I am eventually joined by my companions. Took you long enough, Marrow. I was worried that you had forgotten about us. About you? I could never. Now shut up and help me figure out what's what. Looking over the array of different foods, it seems like he really did his best to get an assortment for us. Or at least for himself. They are definitely some things I haven't seen before. Whether I can eat any of it or not is yet to be seen. Speaking of actually, I wonder if they have coffee here. Well, probably not, but something like it at least. Wait, isn't caffeine really bad for dogs? Well, they aren't dogs. Maybe they got used to it or something? Doc does his best to pick out what I can eat. Which ends up being only 2 dishes. And porridge again, but it's something. All the other dishes smell good. I hope Doc can do more tests soon and see what will, well, kill me or not. I really would love to try something else. Marrow, I'm surprised. You did such a good job fetching dinner. I expected you to at least forget about Tucker's food choices. Thanks for the vote of confidence, Doc. Oh, I trust you completely, Maruk. I also know how bad your memory can be. Yeah. You forget one meeting and I get it. Ugh, whatever. Here. You like this, yeah? Oh, yes, thank you. Maruk hands him a dish of buns similar to what I've seen them bring me before. Except this time, they seem to be steamed, not baked. It's nice to see those two interact as friends. I still don't entirely understand their relationship, but it's interesting nonetheless. I'm mainly glad that they don't always act so professional. I think I'd have a hard time dealing with all of this if they weren't so casual about everything. All of them, actually. Once the food is all laid out, and I can get a good view of it, it really is a nice selection. Well, I assume it is, anyways. Doc and Rowan don't seem to be complaining, so I can only assume. As Maruk digs right in, I assume that it's fine to continue, so I just start with my salad. As boring as always, but the company makes up for it a bit. Rowan enjoys some kind of meat patty, albeit a different one from the Stayer burger, and Doc eats one of the buns in a single bite. Guess he was finally hungry. Everyone is just in their own little world, eating their dinner and enjoying themselves. I can't remember the last time that I had dinner with friends. I guess they are my friends. Maybe. Still, this is something that I haven't had for a while. I can feel my shoulders loosen as I melt into the couch. Taking a sip of my broth, I notice Marrowyn giving me a small side-eye and smiling. Did I spill something? What's up, Doc? He takes a moment before responding, just smiling and peering through me. The others don't seem to notice anything. It's nothing, Tucker. You were just smiling is all. Quickly covering my mouth, I realize he was right. Doc laughs quietly before turning back to the table. My heart is trying to break my ribs. Am I happy? I don't know. I'm still trapped within these walls, potentially light years from home. I miss my family and the light of my sun. And between the stress and anxiety, nothing here even felt real. But I think tonight, here with these Karain, I can afford myself a little joy. Well, I would like to say that the dinner eventually picked up, and was full of mirth and merriment and good conversation. In truth, we all ate in silence of the fireplace. It was a good dinner. Genuinely. But I think everyone was a bit too focused on eating than anything. I know for at least Maruk and I, it has been the first meal outside of that cell block, so it was very cathartic to take it in and just relax. I didn't think that we would get through half of what Maruk brought, but I shouldn't have underestimated these Karain, as there's almost no food left. Most of the work was done by Rowan and Maruk though, and surprisingly not Doc, who only had one dish. Everyone's just relaxing and lounging in the comfortable chairs, checking their monitors or zoning off into space. And while I didn't have that much, at least compared to them, I feel exhausted. Although I assume it's not just dinner weighing me down. I think it's getting pretty late. I really need to watch something. Not being able to judge what time it is at all has been a pain in the ass. Hey Doc, now that dinner's done and everything, you think that I can get back to the whole, list of rules that we need to follow? If we must. There truly isn't too much more to go over. There's details who to contact in case anything happens to Tucker, being us three or Professor Seno. It gives an actual detailed map of where he is allowed to go, some ground rules. Nothing too complicated. Ground rules? Doc, what are you talking about? It's a list of things that I personally didn't think needed to be specifically stated. No exposing Tucker to large crowds, keeping them away from heavy machinery, keeping them in sight at all times. Advice on keeping them safe, making sure their needs are met and such. You can read it over in detail if you wish. It's all there. when I get back to my room. Still, it's a big document, and we went over like 3 rules. I can see here on the front alone it says, don't let them use public bathrooms unattended. Only use the halls when there is minimal foot traffic, and in case of emergency, force can be applied. Doc, that's a bit more than what you said. I was paraphrasing. Paraphrasing? Doc. A lot of it was written in by the captain as a contingency, really. Things that would never happen. They will be fine as long as they stay with us. If you say so, Doc. Still, this is important to go over. Hey, you hear me? Rowan looks around a little bit stunned before acknowledging Marrow. Yes. I'll read it all. I'll download the file to my monitor to keep it on me too. Good. As for you, Tucker, here we go. While Doc may treat you like a kid, this is important. I know you can't read this, for whatever reason, but make sure that you figure it out. Yeah, I know, Marrow. Trust me, I'm not excited for any more attention myself. Even if Marrow is being very blunt about all of this, he is right about Doc. He has been acting odd about this whole thing. I suppose he's just trying not to freak me out over it. Anyways, how long do we have until she announces all of this? Him staying on board and all that. I believe she's already prepared the file. It will go out tomorrow morning to all of the staff. She should have sent you a copy. Here, let me just... He pulls out his crappy little monitor, and to my surprise, it actually turns on. Guess it does work. Even though it looks worse than an old flip phone, I imagine it's far more impressive on the inside. There. You can review that too, if you wish. Rowan and Marrow both pull up their far more impressive projected screens and scan the document Doc forwarded them, each going at their own pace reading over the details of my release. The changes in their expression inform me before anything that something may be wrong. Doc, what is this? This document is just basically lies. What? What do you mean lies? Well, for one, it says you have no memories of before coming here. Yeah, and that you are only capable of understanding some words. Doc, these lies are pathetic. Who's gonna believe this? Marrow pinches his brow and tries to compose himself. Seems this situation is even weirder than I thought. I know they're bad. But it's the best way to not stir up too much panic in the crew. We couldn't say that you can't talk because that would go against us if you needed help. We can't say that you can't understand us. I mean, by the heart, it took the professor less than a day to figure it out that you could. We even prepared a fake backstory for you on how we found you. You did what? We're going with the idea that we found you in a life support pod. Just floating in space. Doc, you can't be serious. I am. What is more believable, that we have no idea how he got here? Or making up some pathetic lie to placate the crew? I'm sorry, So, is any of this real? Or are we just going to lie to the crew? Marrow. Ugh, must you be so difficult? We can't tell them everything. We have to keep some things back for now. I thought you of all people would understand this. I know it seems pointless, but it's out of my control. Most of this was done by the captain and Professor Seno. That's why I didn't want to bring it up, okay? It's out of my paws. And most of it is just legal jargon, placing the blame elsewhere if anything does happen. This sucks, Doc. I know. Can we do anything? I don't know. The room falls flat. No one has anything else to say about it. Now I guess I understand why Doc was so opposed to reading the documents. All these lies. I have a feeling that they will cause more harm than good, but only time will tell, I suppose. I'm getting tired of all of this. I think I have to call it for the night. Hey, I know this is all confusing and whatever, but I think I need to go to bed. Maybe we can pick this up, some other time. Right, of course, Tucker. I'm sorry about all of this. It will be manageable. I'm sure. I promise that we'll find a way for you. But yes, let us retire for now. Come now, Tucker. Let us head out. I doubt anyone will be out at this time, so it should be fine. Marrow makes a move to leave, so I grab my bag and start to follow him. Standing up, I see Marrow picking at the remains of some unknown dish and throwing empty containers in a bag. Hey, do you need help cleaning? I'd feel bad if we just left you to do it all. Marrow looks between Rowan and I, before noticing Marrow behind him. Listen, it's, fine. You just go rest or whatever. This won't take long. Right, director? Rowan stops poking at the dish he was pretending to finish, and just nods, agreeing to whatever is happening. I don't feel great leaving this, but if they say they have it, I can't say no. Thanks then. See you. Around, I guess. Good night. I offer a passing wave as I leave. The best I get is a mumbled good night from the room. Doc moves surprisingly quick through the halls, not really giving me time to think about where we're going or strike up any kind of conversation. At least it seems that he is right in that the halls are dead at this time of the night. I wonder how many of these rooms we are passing are for housing and how many are for labs. Since I can't read any of them, it will remain a mystery for now. Doc swipes us through a set of glass doors into a smaller and cleaner hallway lined with doors on either side. This must be the place. Coming to one of the doors towards the front of the hallway, we stop and Doc starts pressing buttons on the scanner. There's some kind of writing next to the door. I wonder if it's his name or at least his title. It could just as well be his room number for all I know. Hey, Marrow? Is that your name? Written here, I mean. Yes. Why do you ask? I've just never seen it written before. It's nice. Well, thank you, Tucker. I think your name is nice as well. That's not really what I was going for, but it's nice if he thinks that. After he finishes inputting some code, the door gently swipes open and a warm breeze envelops us both. It's a bit surprising considering how cold the rest of the station has been. Doc doesn't seem to be one for warm weather either. At least, not with all the fur. Oh, sorry. Automatic lights. They turn off sometimes. And with the flick of his paw, the lights come on. The room looks immaculate. The floors look vacuumed. There's barely anything left out. Even the beds look unslept in. It's pretty stark in terms of personal detail, though. Kind of lacking much besides books, really. Well, Doc is a doctor, I guess. A doctor of something, at least. Not that doctors can't have personal possessions. It's just that this place is so stark that it feels a bit more like a doctor's office than a bedroom. This place is so nice, Doc. Are you sure it's okay for me to stay here? I still feel bad intruding. Nonsense. It's completely fine. As I've said, my job is keeping you safe. And I will do it even if it weren't my job, mind you. Anyways, I'm excited for this. I've never had a roommate before. And, besides, now I'll have access to you at all times. Well, that came off as a bit creepy. I'm sure that he didn't mean it like that, but yikes. Yeah, sure thing, Doc. Is there anything that I should know about staying here? Like rules or... Rules? Oh, I haven't put any thought into that. Well, I'd prefer it if you were to be careful around any machinery if possible. And there's some medicine in the cabinets that you must not take. Um, if you need anything, you can always ask. And I suppose that I'd prefer it if you were to talk to me, if you were to need something. Beyond that, if you could maybe not make too much of a mess, that would be wonderful. But I saw you in your cell. You keep things quite clean. I think I can do that for sure, Doc. Thanks again, really. Being out of there is such a big relief. Well, I'm glad that I could help. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. There is a lot of work to be done. Right. Yeah, no, of course. I think the first thing that you should do is perhaps bathe, maybe? I have a bathroom right here, if you'd like. Oh, a shower would be great, Doc. Where is it? Right around the corner there. To the left. Thanks, Doc. Opening the sliding door with the push of a button, the bathroom turns out to be pretty decently sized. At least there's enough room for me to walk around easily. I wonder if Doc would consider this a small bathroom. Everything is still built with that sharply square design. The glass of the shower itself looks a bit eerily like my cells. I'm out of there. I shouldn't worry about it anymore. Trying to turn on the shower is a bit of a struggle, however. It's only 2 levers. How difficult can it be? Turns out that you have to pull them first and then turn them. And one didn't even seem to do anything. Ugh, whatever. It's working now. With the room heating up nicely, I take a minute to look around. There really isn't much here. Just some soap and what I assume is like fur conditioner or something. Another thing that is missing is a towel that I can use. Peeking my head out of the door, I see Marrowyn working at his little computer station I saw on the counter. Marrowyn? Do you have a towel that I could use? Oh, of course. Sorry. It's no worries. He gets up and lumbers off to open some cabinets out of sight, leaving his monitor on. I can see what he's working on, but I can't tell what it is for sure. A large furry arm shoots out in front of me, cutting off my vision, holding a frankly oversized towel. Will this work, Tucker? Yeah, thanks. Grabbing it, I head back into the bathroom, which has steamed up quite nicely. The moisture condensing on the glass, and a thin fog dancing in the corners of my room. A warmth I've missed crawls along my skin. I've never wanted something so simple as a shower before in my life. Knock, knock, knock. Tucker? Have you gotten in yet? No. What is it? Just, I realized I left my washes in there. But I don't advise using them yet. I am unsure if they would have any adverse effect on you. Simply, stay cautious is all. Perhaps just use the water tonight? Oh, makes sense. It's a bit disappointing as some conditioner would be great. But all things considered, I'm getting a shower and that's enough. Right. Thanks, Doc, for the warning. Testing out the water, it seems to be fine, so I strip down and get in. Heavenly. The water is almost too hot, and yet it's more relaxing than painful. A gentle downpour. At first, I just stand still, unable and unwilling to move, just allowing the grime and stress to wash away. Taking in a deep breath, I hold my head under. It's something so simple, but just letting the water wash over me feels great. I don't know how long I stay like that, just basking in the rain. But eventually I come to and start to scrub myself. It's not going to be the best shower I've had, especially considering the lack of soap available. But still. After washing up for what I consider long enough, I get out and start drying myself down. Hey Doc? No response. Peeking out the door causes a cool wind to blow in. Fuck, that's cold. Doc? You there? What? Sorry, do you need something? Are you going to take a shower? Should I leave it running? Yes, please. Thank you. Oh, okay, I'll be right out. Gotta just finish drying off so Doc can get in and there. Now, just to put on my dirty clothes. I should have asked Doc if there were rules for that. I'm sure that he wouldn't mind if I was wearing less. But I should ask first. Alright, Doc, all ready for ya. Oh, sorry, Doc. I didn't mean to walk in on you unannounced. I quickly cover my eyes so as not to seem rude. Hmm? Oh, Tucker, are you done with your shower? I'll take mine now. Make yourself at home. And he just walks past me. Did he forget he wasn't wearing a shirt? Well, I guess that answers my question about that at least. Deciding to take my shirt off, I take a seat on the bed and test out how soft it is. It feels pretty firm, but still better than what I had. Taking one last look around the room doesn't reveal much that I haven't already seen. Some posters, a diploma maybe, a lot of books that I probably couldn't even understand, even if I could read them, and his computer setup. Why does he have a computer when Rowan and Marrow have holograms at their fingertips? Maybe it's just too expensive? Might be smart to ask. Overall, it still feels more like a doctor's office than a bedroom. All that's missing is an eye chart and exam paper on the beds. It's such a vast improvement though, I can't bring myself to even begin to complain. Laying back under the covers proves that I was at least a bit wrong. This bed is actually pretty great. I start to sink in, and damn is it comfy. Wouldn't mind another pillow though. The shower turns off in the bathroom and I hear what sounds like a fan being run. I wonder if they have some kind of drying system. It would make sense with all the fur of theirs. Especially for Doc. He looks like he's more fur than man. Gasp! By the heart! A significantly more puffed up Marrowyn storms out of the bathroom. Still only wearing boxers. Well, along with his silly half glasses. But now a pale grimace encompasses his facade. Have I only been wearing these the whole time? Yeah? He stands flabbergasted, jaw agape, trying to comprehend how he somehow didn't realize this until now. Then, in a blur, he rushes to his closet and quickly wraps a shirt around his form. I'm so sorry, Tucker. You should have said something. Oh, this is awful. It's fine, Doc. I just thought that it was how you got ready for bed. Well, it is. But not when I'm expecting visitors. He looks pretty distraught. Doc, it's fine, really. See, look. I don't have a shirt on either. Gesturing to myself. He looks me over, still standing defensively. Ah. I see. I'm still sorry, Tucker. I will dress in whatever way will make you most comfortable. I am comfortable, Doc. You can dress however you want. It's embarrassing. Walking around half naked like that. With the guests, no less. Why? If I can ask. Why? Tucker, you wear clothes. Surely your species understands decency. Well, sure, but you weren't naked. I just saw your chest. He looks dumbfounded, trying to comprehend what I said. I can see the gears in his head turning and, fortunately, before long he cracks into a huge grin. Haha, I think we both know that you saw more gut than chest, Tucker. Smiling, I chuckle a bit. I'm glad that he didn't think I was insulting him. Well, as long as you are my guest, I will dress in whatever way makes you most comfortable. Whatever you find comfy is best with me, Doc. He smiles and finally steps back into the room, a smile on his face. With his haze finally clearing from his mind, Doc seems to notice I've been relaxing on my new bed as well. Ah, I see you've made yourself comfortable. I'm glad. I hope that you can see this room as a home for yourself. Well, At least as a place where you can feel free to relax. Thanks again for letting me stay with you, Doc. It means a lot. Of course, it was my idea for you to stay with one of us. For safety reasons, of course. While I may not believe that 100%, I do appreciate that he did it nonetheless. Having my own room may have been nice, but I think having someone there for me will probably be better for me in the end. Thanks, Doc. I'll remember that. But hey, I wanted to ask. The air in here, did you turn up the heat? What do you mean? Like, the temperature in the room. It's surprisingly warm. I just figured that you'd like it to be colder since, well, you have so much fur. I may have turned it up a bit on the chance that you chose to stay with me. That's very kind of you, Doc. But you didn't have to do that. Are you going to be okay? I can just, use more blankets if it's too cold. I don't want you to sweat to death because it's so warm in here. I appreciate your concern, Tucker, but do not worry. It will be quite alright. If I need to turn it back down, though, I will ask you beforehand. Alright, if you say so, Doc. Now, if you don't mind, I need to finish something up quickly before bed. It shouldn't take too long. Yeah, go for it, Doc. He gently nods and gets back to his computer. Watching him go about messing with his computer is oddly relaxing. I know he's just working, but it's calming to watch him. Maybe I just got bored of watching Marrow pretend to read messages. Before long, though, he closes whatever it was that he was looking at and lays down in his own bed. A rogue flick of a paw turns the lights off. A gentle silence overtakes the room except for a low thrumming coming from one of Doc's machines. A cool blue light creaks out from the bathroom, saving us from being plunged into darkness. It's not a lonely dark, though, as I can feel Marrow's eyes upon me. Tucker? Yeah? May I ask how you are feeling? How am I feeling? I'm sorry. I mean, how do you feel about the current situation? No, I understood you, Doc. I just was a bit thrown off. How am I supposed to feel? I'm still scared, I think. It's hard to say. I know that you, and Rowan and Marrow, are here for me now. Well, as much as you can be. But it's still so complicated. And not a lot of things have become less complicated. Where am I? Well, it's complicated. How did I get here? Well, it's complicated. Are these giant dogs going to help me? It's... You get it. So... I don't know. I'm sorry, Doc, but I don't know how to feel right now. Well, saying I understand may be overstepping, as I doubt anyone has been as far from home as you. I still hope that you can believe me when I say that I understand at least how you are feeling. This feeling of isolation and a deep level of separation. And I understand it is hard. No, I can't understand how hard it is. But I can be here for you, if you need me to be. I do understand worrying about not fitting in. That is something that I can relate to. And I hope that you know that you don't have to. You can just be you, Tucker. I'd rather you do that, in fact. Just being yourself. Yeah? Yes. I think I can do that, Marrowyn. Marrow, good night, Marrowyn. Good night, Tucker. Rolling over, I managed to get decently comfy under the blankets. I can still feel Marrowyn staring at me, though. At least, I think he is. I can't tell. And I don't want to look. He makes no move. and I hear nothing but the rustling of the fur on the linen. I suppose if he had something to say, it can wait. A gentle calm comes over the room, a calm that I know will not persist come dawn. I lay, staring at the ceiling through closed eyes, letting myself become numb to the world. Station around me. I've been finding it increasingly difficult to just fall asleep. I've oft just sat awake, trying to find something, anything really to focus on, just to think on long enough until it all fades to black. But these last few days, my mind has just been swimming, and it seems tonight is no different. Uh, is it? Is it wrong to hope that I might wake up tomorrow back home? Back in my shitty dorm? Or that hallway corner in which I was lost? Is it wrong to wish for that? I could be millions of light years from home, where no man has ever gone before. And it sucks. No one has ever been more lost than I. And what of my guardians? I've possibly irrevocably intruded into these strangers' lives. And all I want to do is run. To disappear. But isn't that what would be best? If I were to somehow vanish? Poof, just like that. Gone. Would they be able to go back to normal? Would they care? Would I care? Ugh. What the fuck am I supposed to do? I feel as though I'm being strung along like a puppet towards some incomprehensible goal. Either they truly do not know how I got here, or they're lying to me about knowing, and I don't know which could possibly be worse. The endless secrecy and yellow tape. It lies all the way down. Even I'm a fucking secret at this point. What more must I lose just to retain some minute sense of self? Fuck, I can't do this. I have to. I have to hold it together. Some semblance of hope. Anything. It really is all I have. No. Maybe I have more. Maybe through all the lies and confusion I have. Them. I have to. To move on. This road I have in front of me, if it can even be called that. It's more akin to a tree splayed out across space itself, each branch leading to some unknown eventuality. Some may even lead home. But I think I can start walking along its paths. Hell, I may even have taken the first step. To be continued. Thank you for reading. I'd like to give credit to Wakezi for the fantastic menu art. I'd like to thank Marcy for all the coding help, past and future. Thank you to Davey Odell for the music. And special thanks to Winter Answer. And Oxy for being extra eyes. May our roads again cross. And that was Marrowyn. Well, at least the end of what is currently available for Marrowyn's round. Which should be basically what is available for everyone right now. At the time of recording, which is December the 15th. So yeah, at least you know when I recorded this. And you'll probably end up watching this in January, probably. If all goes well, this should be a Friday, probably. Unless I decide to just release all 3 routes at once. But you know it's content. I could make you guys wait. Hee. Anyways, but yeah. So, what did you think of Marrowyn? For me, he does that. He has that. It's less of a, oh yes, I am here for you, friend, and more of a, I am here for you, patient mentality. And like, even his room is very much like a doctor's office. It's not very personable. I'm hoping I'm using that word right. It doesn't really show anything about Marrowyn except the fact that he's a doctor. Whereas Maruk's room showed that, he's athletic, he has like a video game console, and he has posters and stuff. And then Rowan's room, it's basically just like mechanical stuff, stuff just strewn about, and just things that make him feel comfortable. And Doc's is just doctor's office. I'm hoping that's not his personality, which is doctor. I hope that there is more to Marrowyn in the future when, the story gets updated. Or when, I suppose, his own personal story gets updated. My assumption is that because he is a workaholic, at least that's the vibe that he's giving, that he doesn't have very much time to express himself as something more than just, Marrowyn Seno, the ship doctor. But yeah. If nothing else, he does seem to be considerate of Tucker's needs. But I hope that it's not in a way that's just like, I'm considerate of my patient's needs, not of my friend's needs. But yeah. Because I can see the potential for Maruk and Tucker being friends, or at the very least on more friendly terms, once they work past his abrasiveness. Well, it's not even abrasiveness, it's just the wall that he presents, for people to not get so chummy with him. And I think the one that would be easiest is, in my opinion, Rowan, at least on a one-on-one basis. Because at the very least, when it's usually just Tucker and Rowan talking, he seems to be more open, even if it's just things that are more interesting to him. But he still seems genuinely interested in the human, at least some of his aspects, like the words and stuff. He seemed to be more interested in, like, oh look, these letters look kind of similar to our own alphabet and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. I seem to be more interested in Rowan than the other two, but I also like Maruk, and I am interested in Doc. I want to see how he develops. But my favorite is, of course, Rowan. Anyways, but what is your favorite? Did you like Doc? Do you like Doc now? Are you looking forward to seeing how Doc's story develops, or are you looking forward to seeing how one of the other two develop? Write it down in the comments. And thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to read Thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to read Roads Yet Traveled yourself, you can find it over on Itch. And you can find a direct link to it from the creator's Twitter page, which will be linked down in the description. And I will also link down their Patreon, where you can get early access to builds of Roads Yet Travel, I'm assuming, along with behind the scenes stuff. Probably, I don't know, because I don't subscribe to it yet. And yeah, so it means a lot to them when you subscribe to Patreons, because it shows that people are interested in the development of the story. And if you don't want to subscribe to a Patreon, but you do want to, donate to them, you can donate to their Ko-fi, which will be linked down in the description. And again, it means a lot to creators when you throw them a nickel. But yeah, so yeah, if you don't want to do it monthly, then there's Ko-fi. And I also have a Ko-fi if you want to donate to me. It does mean a lot to me, but you don't have to do it. But yeah, so I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.